Good morning, everyone. My name is Veritas, and welcome back to Destiny. Now, today is Friday, Zur Day. That means that Zur, the exotic merchant, is somewhere in a social space, and judging by the fact that he's been in the Reef for the last 17 years, I'm assuming he's in the Reef. Shit. There you are, you tentacle-faced motherfucker. What do you got for me, Zur? He's over in Tower North, evidently. Now, let's see what magical things Zur's got for us today. He's got a Legacy Ngram, heavy weapon, so that can give you super good advice, Yallarhorn, yada yada. You're 1 light, level 170 there. He's got the Helm of Inmost Light for the Titan exotic. The Hunter exotic is the ATS-8 Arachnid, and the Warlock exotic is the Obsidian Mind, as well as the Might of Multi-Tool as your weapon this week. Nice little scout rifle there for you. He's also got all of the things. They finally fixed his Curios, so he has all the things now. But let's go through each of these and see what kind of fun stuff we've got here. So Legacy Ngram, nothing important there. Where the fuck is my, where the hell are my stat rolls? Got the Inmost Light at 89%, the Arachnid at 87%, and the Obsidian Mind at 85%. They're all sub 90%, so they're all pretty terrible in terms of stat rolls. You know, you could get much better helmets, especially since these helmets all suck anyway. I recommend buying none of the stuff this week. Hold on to your strange coins, hold on to your currencies. I'd pick up a Mida if you don't have one. Except don't do that because I like being special and using Mida. But Mida's a really good weapon. Ugh, can't breathe. But Mida's a really good weapon. It's one of my favorite exotics in the game, if not my favorite exotic in the game. It boasts Third Eye and Might of Multi-Tool. Third Eye gives you a radar when aiming down sight, so that's pretty fun. You've got lightweight, quick draw, and field scout, as well as Might of Multi-Tool, which allows you to have greater movement speed and firing on less of a trigger pull, which is always pretty fun there. If you're going to buy one of these, against my wishes, I would recommend Smart Drift Control, Third Eye, and then probably Field Scout or Lightweight, and then Might of Multi-Tool. It's a pretty cool weapon. I like it a lot. The ornaments in this thing are actually pretty neat as well. Both the ornaments are pretty good looking, so if you need this nice scout rifle there, good for you. For Crucible, for PvE, everywhere around, it's a good thing. The helmets, like I said, the weapons this week are pretty terrible, so I wouldn't recommend buying any of them. Moving down to Curios, we have the quote-unquote Emerald Coil and the non-quoted Void Drive, because consistency is the #1 concern at Bungie. So Emerald Coil and the Void Drive can be used to upgrade a rare quality sparrow or a blue quality sparrow. You can buy those from the Crucible or Vanguard Quartermasters. You can then put these coils into them, or their vehicle upgrades into them, and it will turn them into a legendary quality sparrow with a green or purple trail, respectively. Moving over to heavy ammo synthesis, I would always recommend buying 10 for 3 coins. That is a better conversion rate than 3 for 1. So buying 10 for 3, these can be used to trade into factions for faction reputation. 100 synths will give you a faction reputation rank up. If you have the exotic class items, I think it's like 85 or 90, so fun stuff there. If you want to use those for that, you can also use them to get your heavy ammo back in battle. 3 of coins, I recommend using these if you just have an abundance of strange coins. A stackable effect, let me explain this real quick. So say you have no 3 of coins active. I don't think I do. I do have a 3 of coins active, so I have, say, a 5% chance of the next Ultra I kill or Crucible match I complete giving me an exotic engram. When I kill a thing or complete a thing and I don't get it, the next one I use will be like a 10% chance. If I still don't get it, the next one I use will be like a 15% chance, and it increases until you get one. Once you get one, that percent goes back down to 0, and so on and so forth, so you can get really lucky and get one every single time you use it. They also increase in potency the longer you leave between using them, so be sure to use them at the beginning of strikes or right after you've used one, and then, you know, letting them, you know, the time between using it and then burning it needs to be greater for a better chance as well. Glass Needles, these things can be used to reroll exotic armors to give you better stats and perks, or just worse stat and perks. They're very expensive with strange coin, motes of light, and exotic shards, so if you really want an Obsidian Mind, this thing is the worst thing this week in terms of what its stat rolls are. You could buy Glass Needles and twist the fate on them on this helmet, and you could change the perks up and change the stat allocations. You can get better stats, different stats. I think this one's always going to have intellect because it's a super based helmet, so it's always going to have intellect, but you could get more intellect on this. You can get like an intellect discipline, intellect strength split, things like that. I think you can also change up the perks on this. These aren't set, so it can and can't have certain perks, so make sure you know what you're doing when you do that, or you can just re-roll it and have fun with it and figure it out later. Material exchange on here, never use the mode of light exchange. It's the worst conversion rate in the game as far as I'm concerned, and so what I've been what I've been told. Exotic shards, I'll go ahead and show you how to convert these into more exotic shards, so go ahead and buy one if you need them, and I'll show you how to make this into more than one in a second here. But that's what he's got, and that's where he is. I wouldn't recommend really anything this week unless you want to get the Mida multi-tool. His Curios are also fixed. You could buy, you know, your heavy ammo synths, your 3 of coins, your glass needles if you want those as well. But that's pretty much all I have in terms of recommendations. Pick up the weapon if you don't have it. It's a very fun weapon. Pick up one of the helmets if you don't have them and you're a collector and you really want it. And probably buy some heavy ammo synth and some 3 of coins if you so choose to use your strange coins in that way. I personally don't like using 3 of coins because they're too random for me, but you know, to each his own. Now, talking about duplicating exotic shards, head down to where I just went, the Exotic Weapon Blueprints kiosk. Go in here and pick up a Year 2 heavy weapon. I like to use the Truth Rocket for reasons you don't need to be concerned with. Go ahead and buy one, and then go in your inventory and equip it. This method requires you either having a class item that has machine gun upgrade rate. You can see here, this one's like fusion and hand cannon. You can find with a rocket launcher upgrade rate, depending on what you're upgrading. If you're upgrading a machine gun. If you're upgrading the rocket launcher. So what you want to do is go ahead and equip this thing. Now I have a Truth equipped on your thing. Go over to your inventory. I will use a telemetry because I don't have a thing for it, so I'll use a telemetry, and then I'm going to burn some motes of light. It takes 6 specifically with that upgrade thing, so that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go over here. The Truth Rocket is now full of experience. You don't need to worry about filling in these baubles. It'll just waste machine parts or weapon parts and spin metal and all that kind of stuff. So now this is full of experience. Go ahead and unequip it, and now dismantle it. So my 1 exotic shard will now turn into 2 exotic shards, as well as some of those motes back. You get 2 to 3 motes back and some weapon parts as well, so your upgrade conversion's not terrible. But you'll basically end up getting an extra exotic shard by spending, you know, 3 to 4 motes of light and a little bit of glimmer. The glimmer is what you're gonna get stuck by here, as it's 2,500 glimmer a pop. So be careful with that. But that's how you can get more exotic shards for less than 7 strange coins, if you so choose to do that. But like I said, I'd recommend picking up a multi-tool or a helmet if you absolutely want one of them. They're all really bad stat rolls, but to each their own. That's how you duplicate exotic shards. He is in Tower North. Head left from the tower spawn and just keep going until you find him. He's not in the Reef this week, surprisingly. And on Legacy consoles, he's in a different spot, but I don't know where he is because I don't have my 360 connected to anything. So yeah, that's it. That's where he is. That's where he's got. Hopefully, in the weeks coming, we'll hear from Henry again. I don't know what happened to him. I think he might be dead again, but I don't know. Who knows? You know, fucking leave a comment. Fucking 1 like equals 1 prayer for Henry and his nonsense out in the wilderness. Anyway, so fun stuff like that. That's it for me. I will see you guys in Destiny, specifically back on Tuesday for weekly reset, and scattered throughout the week, Skyrim playthrough, stuff like that. Follow me on Twitch for live streams when I do those. Follow me on Twitter for updates when I do those. Links in the description for both of those things. And yeah, have fun, click around, go watch some other shit if you're here for the first time. I got Skyrim, I got Dead Space, I got Dark Souls, I got other shit. Go enjoy. Look at the tower. Look how bustling the tower is. Look at this madness that is the tower, bustling and busy and like a real MMO. I'm gonna go play Easto now because that's a real MMO. No. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, very much appreciated. And as always, until next time.